Welcome, English 1102 friends. This video is a guide that will hopefully help you through the basic course schedule, the schedule and layout and flow of the assignments for this course. If you go into the course schedule and basic information module, you will see here the schedule of readings and assignments link there. You click on that, you should get this, and that's what I'm about to go through, take you through the schedule of readings and assignments here. That starts with August 13th here, and that's we've already covered that, the introduction to the English language, all of that. We will cover exam number 2 on the 20th when I see you again. And then you see right here on the 15th, which is what this is designed for, is the introduction to the course, syllabus writing, assignment guidelines, and the introduction of class members. We took roll the other day, so we took care of that introduction. But there's 2 videos. This is the introduction to the course. This is the introduction to the schedule, and then the other one is the introduction to the course and the syllabus, the sort of basic rules and guidelines of the course. This will hopefully give you a sense of the assignment flow for the course. There's 7 papers in this course, and then 4 exams, and then 5 workshops. And so that's mainly what I'm working through here. And there's a very simple model that we're going to go through here with the schedule, which is we will talk about and explain an assignment, a module of writing, beginning with the definition paper. The next day, the next class day, that assignment will be due. And then for the first 5 of those papers, we will workshop each other's work. Everybody will have one paper workshopped once. That'll be 5% of your final grade. And then each time we workshop a paper, you'll write 2 responses, and each of those counts for 1% of your grade. So those that you'll do that you'll do 2 of those 5 times, so that gets you to 10% of your final grade. We'll start with the definition paper, about 500 or 600 words long. We'll talk about it on the 20th, then it'll be due on the 22nd, and then the workshops, and then I'll get those papers on the 22nd, post them in D2L, post an announcement, and let you know, give you the instructions for writing their workshop responses, and then we will workshop those on the 27th. We'll go over some general writing information on the 29th. Once we've got a paper turned in, I'll cover some basics for the course. Then the second paper will be the narrative paper. We will talk about the narrative paper, the guidelines for it, and we'll read some model essays for that. Each time we'll read at least 1 or 2 model essays. In this case, 3 for the narrative paper. Then it's due on the September 5th. We'll workshop it September 10th. Then our next assignment is going to be the research paper. We'll spend 2 or 3 class days talking about the research paper, simply because it's the longest thing we're going to write. It's about 900 to 1,000 words. And there's several different aspects that I want to cover for it. You see that it's due there on the 19th. We will take the second exam. Each exam I will give you 20 sentences. I'll put them up on the projector. We will take the exam together as a class, and we can talk through each of the sentences and fix each of the sentences and answer questions that you have about how to fix things all together as a class. So that'll be each of the exam 2, 3, and 4. The workshop for the research papers is then due on the 26th. That first week of October, we will watch a documentary called Finders Keepers. And then we will write the film analysis about that, which will be due on October 20th, October 10th. We'll take the 3rd exam. We'll move on to the comparison and contrast paper, which will be due the 24th. Then we will, on October 31st, on Halloween, we will have a day to revise one of those first 5 papers, when you can revise a paper, do a short assignment answer some questions about how you would revise it, and then revise it, turn that paper in for a higher grade that would replace your old paper grade. Then we will shift into the last 2 papers, argumentation and persuasion. We will watch a second documentary called Dear Zachary that first week of November. Then we will talk about argumentation. That paper is due in the middle of the month, there on the 14th. We will shift to the persuasion paper, and that paper is due on the last day of class, which is that November 21st. The last week of November is Thanksgiving, and then if you need to take the final exam, it will be on Tuesday, December 10th at 7:15 p.m. And that will get us through the semester. That means the main assignments for this course, if you want to understand, 70% of the course grade is the 7 papers. They count 10% apiece. They get you to 70. 30% is the exams. They count for 10%. The workshops, they count for 10%. And then the other 5% is you having one paper workshop and you doing the revision assignment. That gets you to 70% plus 30% equals the 100% for the course grade. It's pretty simple math. It's a lot of assignments to add all together, but the math of it is pretty simple. That also should give you a sense of how we're going to flow through the course. We're going to talk about the guidelines for an assignment, look at some models for it, both past student papers and the assigned readings, like we're going to look at these three essays for the argumentation paper. We'll look at these 3 essays for the persuasion paper. We'll use those as models and talk about the different ways they're making an argument or persuading things. But the readings are mainly for models for what you might do successfully to write the papers. Then the paper will be due. The first 5 papers have a workshop after, and then we'll just move on to the next paper. But that's how we'll flow through the semester. If you have questions about that schedule, about those assignments, about that grade breakdown, please don't hesitate to be in touch with me. But I hope that gives you a sense of what the semester is going to look like August to the beginning of December.